Let's start Panavan. Yes.
Yeah, now you can. Yeah.
Okay. Devika, can you see me?
Sorry, ma'am.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
We can all see you very well.
And can you hear me also?
Yes.
Yeah.
So shall we start?
Yes, ma'am. Dr. Madhu, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, warm good evening to one and all present here. I, on behalf of Arubade Video Institute of Technology and Vinaya Missions Research Foundation group of institutions, welcome you all for the 4th day of International Webinar Series on Trending Technologies. Today's lecture topic is on Smart Lifestyle in Smart World by Dr. Janet Madhu. Now, I request our beloved HOD, Dr. R. Devika, Head Department of Biotechnology, AVIT, to give welcome address. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Good evening to one and all. I thank you and welcome you all for the 4th day of the international webinar on trending technology. On behalf of the management, campus director, principal, heads of all the departments and faculty members and students of biotech department, on my own behalf, I welcome our enthusiastic, fascinating speaker from a smart city, Dr. Janet Madhu, Education Specialist from Dubai, UAE. Welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Devika.
Yes. I am indeed very glad to welcome a vibrant new Vice Principal, Administration, Professor L Prabhu today. Welcome you, sir. I am very much delighted to welcome our dynamic Dean, Dr. Giri Rangaswamy, for our 4th day webinar series. I thank you, ma'am, for your active participation and encouragement, and I welcome you too. I take this opportunity to welcome all the delegates from various colleges throughout India and abroad. And I thank you all for your active deliberations in all these days. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Let me just place my thanks for this privilege extended to me by AVIT, the management and the dean who just informed me around last week to just speak on something like the positives and the negatives of technology.
Yes.
I am not a technical person. I am a very, I would say the right-brained person. The right brain thinks of aesthetics and art. So I said, I'll talk about technology from a different perspective, from a different angle. Rather, it's not a lecture. It is just sharing of my thoughts and experiences. So I congratulate for this arrangement, and also I especially thank Dr. Miss Giri Rangaswamy. If I miss the miss, then she will miss me from the list. Okay, so I can't hear her. She's telling something, I can't hear her. And I thank Dr. Madhusudan for general introduction, and you have the vice principal or the principal, Dr. Prabhu. I was introduced to Dr. Prabhu as well, and everybody who's come in here to just, who had made your time, you had spent your time, and you've just allotted your time to be in here, and quite thankful for this.
Ma'am,
now, trending tech.
Can I interrupt, please?
Yeah, please.
We'll have a sir's speech and ma'am's speech, and we can go for your deliberations.
And started. Let it be like this, ma'am. We can talk at the end.
No. You let it go in a formal way, ma'am.
Formal way.
Sam, make Giri ma'am unmute. Sam.
Sir, ma'am has to unmute herself.
Okay.
Ma'am, kindly unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Janet, it goes like this. There will be a formal introduction about you. And then I will say a few words. After that, you start your talk. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I invite our new Vice Principal, energetic person, to Professor L Prabhu, Vice Principal Administration, AVIT Campus, to give a special address. Please, sir.
Thank you, sir. A distinguished chief guest of today's webinar, Dr. Janet Madhu, Education Specialist, Dubai, UAE. Most dynamic and motivating team, Dr. Giri Rangasamy, who is our own education specialist for VMRF. Enthusiastic leader, Dr. R. Devika, Professor Dr. J. Madhusudanan, all my colleagues and participants from various institutions, research scholars, and even from industries. Good evening to one and all present here. It gives me an immense pleasure to address in the international webinar series on trending technologies, session 4, especially on the topic smart lifestyle in a smart world. Actually, the topic itself, it's like there is a different from actually people when they talk about biotechnology. So the first 3 days of session is what it's up to the core. Even if I would have attended that, I'm not sure that how much I might have got that understanding of the concepts. But today, that smart lifestyle in a smart world, which is very much required for today's scenario. As rightly said during the interaction at the beginning, Dr. Janet Madhu Madam has clearly informed that whatever the work we do, it's not going to earn you the results. How smart you are going to act, how smart you are going to project yourself, how smart you are going to, that is place yourself in front of all the society. That only gives you that is a great thing. AVIT is smart enough to do a lot of smart activities during this lockdown. I just wanted to record that in no other university or institution has conducted there's maybe more than 75 to 80 webinars, maybe more than 10 to 12 factory development programs, technical symposiums through online itself. We have conducted technical symposiums, national conference, online workshops, whatever that we used to do in the regular academic calendar that we have done during the lockdown itself. That motivation was given by the top officials, persons like Dr. Giri Rangasamy Madam, who is there in the head office. She never compromises. If there is anything lacking, any quality is not there, she pinches, comes in and gives us and corrects us that this is the way that we have to move on with respect to the education. So our institution is so blessed to have smart people at the top. That's why that is each and every function, whatever we do, that's also going smart, and the students are having a good lifestyle during the college days as well as after the college days. In that department also, in my department also, we are conducting an international alumni lecture series. It's like every day we are having an alumni from all over the world who is interacting with the students and giving a lot of information. Tomorrow, that's 30 minutes back also, I had a talk with one of the alumni. He was insisting that whatever the madam said, how smart that we have to work, the same topic, just I was a little bit confused whether the same conversation I am just again that is having with madam. That person is that is my junior who is 37 years of old, who talks about smartness, but madam looks more younger than him, and the madam also talks about smart lifestyle. I hope that by witnessing, and one more smart madam has joined, Dr. Ms. Giri Rangasamy. With all these smart people, I hope this particular session will go nice and we'll have a interesting lifestyle. If we have any issues or any problem, we'll overcome that and we'll have a nice lifestyle in the future. Thanks for the opportunity. I really thank Dr. Devika ma'am for inviting me for doing this special address. Thanks to all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your enlightened special address, sir. Now I request our dynamic Dean, Dr. Giri Rangasamy, Dean CSR VMRF, to give her special address. Please, ma'am.
Thank you. Before starting my special address, I would like to say a few sentences about our chief guest today, Dr. Janet Madhu. She was my colleague in the Women's Christian College, and she got an offer in Dubai to head the English department, and that is an American university program. So I encouraged her to leave our country and to go there. She has a daughter, and the daughter did MR in Dubai itself. Now she is in Seattle in a very big position. She's working for a big team of architects. And about Janet, I can say She used to drive her car all the way from Manapakkam to WCC, and she's not frightened of the terrific traffic in Chennai. And though English is not our major subject, it's only part of the language, but she made it look like the major students. She taught almost a few dramas of Shakespeare and then Keats, Shelley. And she used to conduct an exhibition where the students will do models of amphitheater, Victorian period, and Shakespearean plays also. Some acts they will enact. And so she was an attraction in Women's Christian College because though she was heading the English department, which is part one language, she will teach it as though the students are doing English main because that much she loved literature. And her diction and her expressions are extraordinary. And actually, I interviewed her for taking her as a staff. So that from day one, I knew that she's going to do her job well because she's passionate about English teaching. And then when students are conversing with her, if they make a mistake, immediately she'll correct whether it is a staff or a student. She was an asset to our college. And now she keeps coming to Chennai often. And I used to tell her twice or thrice, I invited her to our college, AVIT, but unfortunately, somehow she couldn't make it. But now God has given us a chance to listen to her. And she has made a lot of presentations in the US, and she used to send me the video. I used to admire that because I always think that our presentations also, our staff also should do things like that. Now, Janet, on behalf of my university and my college and all my staff, I thank you very much for having accepted our invitation. Now, when she is going to talk about smart style, lifestyle, everything, I don't think I can be smart enough to give a special address. But then anyway, I thought I'll say a few words. Now, see, we often ponder about the vastness of our universe, the rich variety of our planet, and the endlessly fascinating world of knowledge that surrounds us. Uh, how and when language emerged is history now, which is still a mystery and hotly disputed topic also. Language leaves behind us no fossils because plants and animals we have fossils so that you can gauge their age, but then for language there is no fossil, so we cannot say when it actually appeared. And but people say that some 5,000 years ago writing came into existence, so therefore it is reasonable to assume that language emerged at least 100,000 years ago. Researchers from the United States said that technology can be a driving force enhancing access to information, communication with the internet facilities, contributing to the economic, social, and cultural life of mankind. So today, our theme is trending technologies. Today, I thought I will concentrate on communication technology, even because Janet Madam is English language person, and in that I thought I will talk about email, with which all of you are familiar. At the start, I thought I will narrate an incident which really happened. Now, once the police officer in Trichy, all of you might have known him, Sri Kalyamurthy. So he was a big official, IPS officer. He received a call from Delhi from our president, Abdul Kalam. And the call said, sir, immediately go to a place near Trichy and stop a wedding. Then he was surprised because Kalam used to help people getting married and he gives monetary and help otherwise. Why he is asking us to stop the wedding? Then he didn't say anything. He just got into the jeep with his team and ran to that place. When he was going, Kalam told him that there is a girl who called me saying that she's only 16, but her parents are compelling her to get married. And this message was given to him through an email. So immediately President also gave her an email. He said, don't worry, I will take care of you. But the last minute before the bridegroom could tie the tali, Kalimuthi sir arrived there and he said, stop the wedding. And then the wedding was stopped. And the parents were very angry, but since the police team was there, they couldn't say anything. That time, that girl was in the 12th standard. And then later on, Kalam helped her with her studies, etc., etc. Then after some years, just before his death, Kalam had gone to United States. And now a software company had organized a big program and he was given a lot of felicitation. So he wanted to see the organizers because it was spectacular. And he thought, I must congratulate the organizers. Then one couple came and the girl looked at him and said, Aya, don't you remember me? I am that Saraswati. He said, what, Saraswati? You don't remember? Then he said, sir, I was the one who sent an email to you to stop my wedding. Today, I'm a software engineer. This is my husband. Both are working here and we draw a good salary and we take care of our parents. And Kalam was very happy. And I'm telling this is an incident which really happened. So email is a tool which really helped. So she may be one case, but there are several cases who have been benefited by emails. So it is playing a very big role in several aspects, including business, communication, academics, everything. And I would like to end with Kalam's quotation. Happy are those who dream big and are ready to pay the price to make their dreams come true. Now, my message. Live in alignment with your beliefs, values, abilities, and potentials. And I assure you that your vision with action can change the entire world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Giri. I think we'll go home now.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much for your delightful speech. Now I request Mrs. M. Subhatra to give a special introduction about our speaker.
Good evening, all. I'm honored to welcome today's speaker, Dr. Janet Madhu. Welcome, ma'am. I think I will not take much of your time, ma'am. Just give me a couple of minutes to introduce yours. Today, Dr. Janet Madhu holds a PhD in Integrated Studies of Applied Linguistics and Business Communication and has over 22 years of tertiary teaching experience, out of which 16 years has been spent in the UAE. Currently, she trains corporate as freelancer and is involved in Emiratization program through HCT CERT in the UAE, where she trains UAE nationals from federal and other sectors. Apart from teaching and mentoring young adults, Dr. Janet spent her free time in writing poems, traveling, and taking part in community service. One such involvement is with Emirates in environmental group activities. Previously, she served as an assistant professor at the American University in the Emirates for almost 7 years. During her tenure at AUE, she was selected to present a paper on the storytelling methodology in classroom teaching at Harvard campus, Boston, Massachusetts, USA. She has also written articles and poems in international journal while teaching in other universities. Today, Dr. Janet Madhu is going to share her perspective on smart lifestyle in smart world. Without further ado, I would like to hand over the session to Dr. Janet Madhu.
Thank you very much, Ms. Subhatra. Thanks a lot for this wonderful introduction.
Thank
and
you.
Thank you very much. And I have to always, okay, jokes apart, Dr. Giri has been my inspiration, my mentor for a long time, and she's still my mentor. She's my inspiration, I would say. And that's one of the reasons I always, travel to Chennai to be with her. And now COVID has put a block and a barricade, So probably very soon the international skies will be opened and I'll be able to meet Dr. Giri once again, and we can have our own, agenda. Okay. The topic is trending technology. Now, trending, something that's happening, something that's, the most happening thing. So trending technology immediately brought into my mind about bending our heads. We are always bending. If I see the students, they are not looking at the teachers. They are not looking at the professors. They are always bowed down. Their heads are bended. And then if you look at people in the airports, they are bending. Anyways, so this is, a kind of a forerunner pandemic, I would say, which had happened even before our COVID-19 pandemic, which social distanced most of us. Yes, I think so. If you look at the youngsters, if you look at them in a family gathering or anywhere, they are always like, alienated. They're always glued to their technology. So from that perspective, as I said, I'm a literary person. So I am not going to be talking into the technicalities of technology itself, but I'm going to be talking it from the right brain side perspective, which is, the right and the left brain people. The left brain people are more into numbers, more into black and white areas. It's either black or white, no gray areas. But the right-sided people, the right brain-sided people, the right-sided brain people, whatever, okay. They are more in tune with art, creativity, intuition, and a lot of artistic as well as emotional, and they give a lot of emphasis to emotions. So that's why probably the poetry, the poetic side of me is involved or directly related to the emotions, and that's why I chose to write poems, and I chose to be in this field, in this literary field. Okay. Another thing is that, even before I come to that, the measly 4 slides, I don't have 25 slides, 12 slides of information overloaded. I just have 4 or maybe 3 measly slides. And the last one is just a thank you slide. So there's nothing much in that. It's just that, the thoughts to ponder over, and there is no definite answer, just like how we have enigmatic ending of movies, cinemas, movies as well as novels, stories. The ending is perceived. It's left to the audience. It's up to us to take it or leave it. So when we talk about smart technologies, smart here, let me just go to the slide itself, because we are running out of time, I think. Let me share the slide first. Okay. Can you all can you all see the slide?
Yeah.
This is just the title slide.
Ma'am.
And
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
thank you very much. And then let me just go to the next one. Can I make it into a full screen? Okay.
Yeah, it is in the full screen.
Yeah. So the next one is basically SMART, which is an acronym. Can anyone just tell me what would be the difference between an acronym SMART and what I put in the title as the word smart?
Yeah. Yes means probably you think the style or something. And M also, you have some words which together form smart.
Thank you so much. In fact, like, for example, an acronym is basically an abbreviated form of the initial letters of different words, which forms a word by itself. So this is what it is, So acronym is basically, it is an abbreviated form of like how we have in NASA and other, like you have a word from the other words, the first letter of other words. So here the SMART basically stands for how smart we can be in the smart. For example, this might be, a bit ambiguous, basically smart lifestyle, where we are talking about technology, we are talking about AI, which is artificial intelligence, right? What is this artificial? Can anything come to your mind about artificial? Any example of one of those robots of artificial intelligence, AI? Do you remember Siri? You have Siri, you have Alexa.
Alexa.
All these, Siri is from Apple, I think. Alexa is. So again, these are some of those smart ways technology has made it smart. Nowadays, don't say technology, they say smart ways. But this smart is how, this is an acronym of how we can smartly handle the smart or technology, the smart technology. Because sometimes what we do is, yes, especially the youngsters, they get carried away by all these technology. And somewhere down the line, I think, certain emotions, feelings, humanism, I feel, is lost. We all become kind of, robots, mechanical type of life, running all the time and running for what we don't know. So it's all, I just want to emphasize on this acronym of how we can handle technology in a smart way. Mostly it's positive, it's not negative, because, as I said, nowadays we've got to go as per we've got to, even teach as per the liking, as per the mindset of the youngsters. Nowadays, what you see is that they are so smart enough, the youngsters, and they would like all the visual, they can handle the visual abilities, they can, all the visual controls are within them, and they learn better when these visuals, the technology caters to their five senses. They are able to see, hear, perceive, touch, everything. So their perception, their learning is so smart because they are able to learn. It gives them a kind of a holistic learning experience. Technology. This is what I believe, and it is definitely a positive way of, looking at life. But there are certain glitches, there are certain disadvantages as well. As I said, I'm here to just share my thoughts and insights of how we can handle this smart technology, the smart world. Um, Before, we used to, as a literary person, we always, I used to quote from Keats, John Keats, "A thing of beauty is a joy forever." But nowadays, I feel it's a ping of digitality is a toy forever. Always get that sound of ping. We are always, alert. We get alarmed. We are waiting for that ping from wherever it can come from. So it's basically, that is, that's how technology has tuned mindsets, tuned human beings, and changed the lifestyle. Another thing is that, again, comparing it with the literary perspective, there's a poem which says, there's a poem by William Henry Davis, which is called The Leisure, where there is a word which says, what's this life if we don't have time to stand and stare? But do we have time to stand and stare? We still do it digitally. The 360-degree view, the virtual view of things. If you want to buy a house, you get everything through that 360-degree digital virtual platform. You know what is there. You need not go and see the house in real time. You need not go there in person. You can see it on the screen itself, and you know what gadgets and what is where, what is what, and how. It gives you a panoramic, holistic view. So this is possible through digital technology. So again, it's quite positive that way. There are a lot of things which I don't know whether I should be, because we are running out of time. So let's just touch on some of the smart perspective, how smart is really smart. before Dr. Giri could join this platform, this webinar, I was just sharing it with Dr. Prabhu about how smart is really smart, in the sense, nowadays we are looking for smart living rather than, hard work. Hard work is not so welcoming. It's not so rewarding. Nobody knows that we are working hard. But when you are smart and and you make your presence felt, then that gets recognition. So this is very prudent, wise, and very smart way of lifestyle. These days, this is what goes, and even with the students, even with the trainees. For me, now I had to be smart, and I have to move from literature background to something which is catering to the requirement of the audience. Nowadays, the requirement of the audience in my country is the Emiratization. So the locals are going to be, the natives are going to be given, training and placed in all the key jobs, which was originally not the case. So what happens here is we've got to move, even if I am from a literary background, I have to give something, or I have to go in a way which caters to the requirement of, or the needs of the crowd, the natives of the audience. So I cannot be sitting with poems and feelings and all that. Instead, I have to convert, and I have to equip myself in employability skills, communication skills, and soft skills. Nowadays, people are looking into the soft skills a lot. So again, it revolves around emotions, but at the same time, I would say it's an old wine in a new bottle. So this is how it is. Um, Here, let's go to what it might stand for. We have the SMART. Now, if you look at this particular statistics, SMART statistics or SMART objectives is basically applied for appraisals in marketing. It's also applied for performance management as a criteria for appraisals of the employees in any organization. But I said, why not we use this same acronym in order to have a controlled, at the same time, prudent way of handling smart technology. So here, the first one denotes specific. So when we are talking about something specific, when we are going to handle technology in a specific way, we have to put a query as to whether we are using technology for a specific purpose, or are we depending on it solely? Like, for example, students and gadgets. Now, we have the LMS, the learning management system, like Moodle, uh, Blackboard, we have academia. All these things are the learning platform which enables us as trainers as well as learners from the audience to use this platform, which is easier for us to have a proper productive result, and easier and a faster and a quicker result in terms of examinations, assessments, assignments, whatever it is. So we're using it for a specific purpose, but at the same time, we can get carried away. How can we avoid this? We need to be specific. We need to just utilize it for a specific reason, for a specific cause, and then move away from it in order to have a good, relationship in the society. Like, nowadays, as I said, it has become a forerunner pandemic, which has social distance, even the family members. Whenever there is a get together, everybody is bending their heads always on the phone. Nobody is talking to no one. So this again becomes a bit of a challenge. This becomes a bit of a, annoyance also sometimes. Everyone is gathered together and everyone is glued together on their gadget. So it's better to always have a specific purpose in order to use technology. The next one is achieve, I mean, next one is measurable. M stands for measurable. What do you mean by measurable? Here we are using technology in terms of quality and quantity. What do you mean by quality and quantity? In order to improve the quality of something. For example, let's say the students are going to be making a presentation. Nowadays, they use Prezi, they use image, they use, different types, different styles. They have the templates. We have the Wix templates. We have so many things, the portfolios. Everything has got its own attractions. Okay, very good. That's got some nice quality. And also it gives an idea that the person is tech savvy, so that's good. So we measure a certain quality as well as quantity. um, Quantity in terms of, as I said, when we have to access findings, solutions through a database, we've got to use technology, because human mind has got its own limitations. We can remember everything, but we won't be able to process it in a linear manner, so one after the other. So we need to use technology for its measurable quality and quantitative analysis. What about achievable? How can we make it achievable? How can we use technology in an achievable manner? For this, again, is technology impactful? This is what comes to my mind. How can we use technology? How can we achieve the impact, the end result of something in a productive way? For example, I would call it as best practices. Now, what is best practices? For example, when the students or when anyone is making a presentation, they come up with many different software platforms. But sometimes what happens, for effective presentation, but sometimes USB doesn't work or something else doesn't work. So they have to have a plan B ready all the time, something which can, give a productive end result. On the contrary, it's better to avoid worst practices, I would say, usage. For example, some of us, especially, um, use it in a derogatory manner, which is used as a negative technology is used as in a negative manner. For example, some of my students, especially during the exams, they're wired technically with all their smart chips, Google glasses, and you have their smart watch. With all these things, and again, as I said, we call them clients, we call them stakeholders. Gone are the days where we used to call them as students, we call them as trainees. No, nowadays they are stakeholders, because they are contributing the fee, enormous amount of fee in private universities and private entities, unless and until it is a federal owned, or it is a government, or a semi-government. So what happens here is, whenever there is an exam, whenever there is something that they are tested on, they come up with all the gadgets, wireless, microchip, microphone, everything which is in there, even the ladies. So that, again, what happens, they achieve something, but in a negative manner. This can be avoided. And the next one is realistic or relevant, I would say. um, Technology should be relevant. It's better to use it for a relevant, just like the specific purpose or relevant purpose, something which is related. If it is required, it's better to put it to full use, but not, just for the sake of using, just for someone else to just, uh, give a pat on the back. No, not for those reasons. It's better to always use it for a realistic and a more practical, as well as relevant purpose. What I have in here is, yeah, again, I have an example in education. Nowadays, kids are digital natives, I can call them, and we use them in offices also. But again, for certain relevant, like for example, we have the biometric, fingerprinting, face recognition, all these sort of gadgets, which I would say it has taken away the privacy from our lives. Everyone knows everything. They can just, add in a certain software and they can hack everything. At the same time, we cannot live without it, because from the comfort of our homes, we are all here gathered together under one roof for one particular cause. And this itself, I would say, is technology trending. So this again is quite positive, but at the same time, it's better for us to refrain from using it, or trying to, or at least let us curb our control our usage to the positive side, and not to overuse it or use it in a way which is not required, or when it is not necessary. And the last one, of course, it is time bound. Nowadays, it's better to also keep a specific time chart and to switch off. Now I think it's all flexi hours, especially during the COVID season. We are working more. The students, the education sector is working more. The corporates are working more, 24/7. They call them flexi hours. So there is no time bound, there's no time limit. But again, consciously, if we can put a kind of, we can refrain, and if we are able to control and put a kind of a barricade, or we are able to put a kind of a time zone, then we'll be able to achieve, make balance with technology, as well as our, um, you know, uh, family life, as a social life. And we can be more humane by relating, I would say, with real time emotions rather than with emoticons. Nowadays, it's easier for us to just you know just send WhatsApp emoticons, rather than going and meeting someone, sitting with them and feeling with them, laughing with them. So this takes a back seat, and now everything has become through that smart little screen. So this is what I just wanted to highlight on this. And I can go on and on. I've just, I got so many things to just share, but I think we are running out of time. And on the very first day, when Dr. Giri kickstarted with her introduction of the webinar series, she was just mentioning about people going to the Mars. And it's happening in my country, in the Emirates. On the 14th of July this month, they are launching, it's called the Emirates Mars Mission. So it is EMM, and they are launching the satellite, which is called Hope Probe, from Japan. And this is a rover which is going to be, roaming around for 9 months. And next year in 2021, they are going to, it's going to reach the Martian planet, Mars. So there's a small little video of 5 minutes. If we have the time, can I play that?
Yes.
That
Yes.
will give.
Yes,
can.
ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am.
That will give an insight as to what is happening.
Yeah.
It is, and
You
why
have
it
time,
is.
ma'am. You take your time.
Yeah, and why?
Yeah.
That's it. That's about it. And then why I want to just emphasize on it. Yes, it is possible, and they are going to Mars. And from this is happening this year on the 14th of July. They are taking off, and it's going to be launched from Japan, and they are going to be, it's going to reach Mars. It's going to take 9 months, and they have set it up in such a way. It's going to be marking the 50th anniversary of, United Arab Emirates. So we are going to be celebrating the 50th anniversary next year. So this is going to coincide with this launch as well to the Mars. So let me just give you a short insight into what it is. I've got this video. Let me just play it for you. Let me share the screen. Why did it stop sharing? Stop share. Okay. Now let me.
Excuse me, ma'am. You have to change the settings. Actually, the voice is not coming. Excuse me, ma'am. Is it audible?
Ma'am.
Ma'am, can you turn on the audio, ma'am? Janet, ma'am?
Audio settings, madam should change. She has to change the audio setting. The speaker from the headphone, it has to go to that system. What is that? That change that we have to do.
Ma'am. Dr. Janet, ma'am.
Janet, ma'am, can you see a small icon?
In that mute in the speaker, I can go for select a speaker. In that you go for your speakers, not headset or headphone or whatever it is.
Or kindly click same as system, ma'am. I think it will do the work.
Microphone, no? Is it microphone or speaker, Sam?
Ma'am.
Is there a problem?
Yes, the video is there, but audio is not coming actually. In
Why?
that we have to change. We have to change in the settings. Sam, please guide madam in that.
Yes. Ma'am, can you see a small icon near to your mic icon?
Wait, let me just
mute option you have.
Stop video
in your Zoom.
Yeah, stop video.
No.
That mic.
Next to it, there is a small up arrow icon.
Yeah, okay.
Inside the mute option, right?
Okay.
If you just click that, you can see select speaker or select microphone. There.
Microphone high definition. Shall I select that?
No, select the same as system.
Okay.
And now try to play it, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, we couldn't hear you. I think you just change it into the internal mic. That is, select your microphone into internal system itself. Ma'am, we could not hear you. Just go to the mic option and the same small icon and click that and select a microphone and select your internal mic. That is, I think, HD, which you mentioned before. No, ma'am. No, not audible.
Now can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now it's
okay. So you're not able to hear the audio in the.
Ma'am, can you share the link of the video? Ma'am, I will share it.
Yeah, you can just share it.
Yeah, can you post it in the chat box? I'll share it now.
This is the one. Can you see it? Mr. Sam?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No,
this one. You can't see. I didn't share the screen. Okay. I didn't share
it, ma'am.
Okay, just you can just see this. Yeah, this is the link. Oh my God, this. What is this? Why? Okay, can you see the YouTube link? Can you see the link now?
Just a moment, ma'am. I'll take it.
I'm sorry, I'm not a very tech savvy person.
No problem.
No problem. Jayshiram, please type it as Emirates Mars Mission in the YouTube, then you'll be getting that.
It comes there. Because they are doing this is Mohammed the Rashid Space Center. They are all natives. And why I need to, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Why I'm just emphasizing on this is, from a desert,
Yeah, yeah.
just within a span of less than 50 years, they have grown really smart.
Shall I play it, ma'am?
Yeah, please.
Mars is a mysterious planet that has always fascinated people on Earth. We still have plenty of unanswered questions.
For instance, we know there is water on Mars, but only in the form of ice and vapor. Water can't exist on Mars as liquid because the atmosphere has become too thin. Oxygen and hydrogen, the building blocks of water, are being lost into space. We also know that Mars has some exotic weather, like massive dust storms, similar to those on Earth, which are more brief and localized. On Mars, the dust storms can engulf the entire planet and rage on for months.
Our science mission is to produce the first ever truly global picture of the Martian atmosphere. This is the first holistic study of the Martian climate and how the layers of the atmosphere fit together.
We will model the connections between all the different components of the Martian climate, including all the temperatures, winds, dust, and clouds.
Scientists on Earth will use the data that will be sent by the probe to build a complete dynamic picture of the Martian climate. This is something that has never been seen before. Our data will give the international science community a deeper and richer understanding of the Martian atmosphere.
First, this will help us to model Earth's atmosphere and how it will evolve with time over millions of years. Second, it will allow us to analyze newly discovered planets far across the galaxy to be able to determine if there is life on it.
We will share the data freely with more than 200 universities and research institutes around the world. This is our contribution to human knowledge. We want the orbiter to arrive at Mars in 2021, the UAE's 50th anniversary. Earth and Mars align their orbits once every 2 years. So we have a very short launch window in July 2020. We have to by then. There's no second chance. It's a race against time. The spacecraft will be launched in the nose cone of a rocket. The rocket must exceed 40,000 kilometers per hour to break out of Earth's gravity. Descendant boosters and rocket stages will fire up and fall away in turn.
It will fire its thrusters and accelerate to 100,000 kilometers per hour.
Then the spacecraft will separate from the launcher.
It will unfold the solar panels and point the spacecraft toward the sun to charge the batteries.
The journey across the solar system will take around 7 months. As it travels, the spacecraft needs to figure out its location. There is no GPS in deep space, so the spacecraft will use star trackers to navigate using patterns of constellations. This is similar to the way our ancestors used the stars to find their way in the desert and at sea. When the spacecraft gets close to Mars, it'll have to use its thrusters as brakes. It'll need to slow down to 14,000 kilometers per hour to enter orbit. This will be a tense time at mission control in the UAE. The thrusters must fire for 30 minutes at precisely the right time. If anything goes wrong, the spacecraft will pass Mars and the mission will fail.
But we can't control the spacecraft in real time from Earth. When it's so far away, signals can take more than 14 minutes to arrive. Its brain will be sophisticated enough to make its own decisions.
Look back in history. The Middle East was once a powerhouse for innovation and science. Muslim civilizations were once pioneers in mathematics and astronomy. This will be the first ever Arab-Islamic mission to another planet.
The Emirates Mars mission will have a major impact and a legacy here in the UAE. That's because of the approach that we took to planning and building this mission.
The easy way to do it would have been to go and buy technologies and expertise from big space agencies and companies.
We decided to do it ourselves, to build it ourselves, and to learn with our partners along the way. This mission is managed by a 100% Emirati team.
Emirati universities and research institutions will work on the science. That way we get to build the knowledge and keep the skills. This mission will be the catalyst for a new generation of Arab scientists and engineers. It will be an anchor project for the space and science sector here in the UAE.
That's one reason I'm so proud and excited to be part of the mission as an Emirati and as an Arab.
It's very symbolic for an Arab and Muslim country to launch an interplanetary mission. We have taken a step beyond just looking at the skies. We are going there.
I think it will change the way young people look at their region.
It will help us think positively and see hope and opportunity. If a small young Arab nation is able to reach Mars, truly anything is possible.
That's it. So that's about it. So thank you so much for your patience and for this lovely evening, for this opportunity extended once again to me. And it was a great privilege to meet with you all. And it was lovely to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
Devika, any question?
Yes, ma'am. Madhu sir, can you share the questions?
Ma'am, Nirmala ma'am will take over the Q&A.
Oh, is that so? Okay, Nirmala. Please, Nirmala.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think not yet received any questions from audience side, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you for your very interesting and thought-provoking address, ma'am. I hope all the participants, they have enjoyed your session. It's a very informative one, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Thanks a lot. Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
You
ma'am.
can go with the vote of thanks, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll proceed with that, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, one and all present here. It's my privilege to propose vote of thanks on this occasion. My sincere thanks to Principal, Vice Principal, Dean, heads of the various departments for their support and guidance. I would like to express my special thanks to our chief guest, Dr. Janet Madhu, a professor, for gracing today's webinar and delivering a wonderful information. Thank you so much for your interesting and thought-provoking address, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I express my special gratitude to our Dean, Dr. Giri Rangasamy, for her vision, interest, and good leadership capacity has been another success story of this 5-day educational webinar. I also extended my special thanks to our head of the department, Dr. R. Devika, for her cooperation and support for this organizing this event. I am happy to express my all special thanks to all our faculty members for their support in various ways. My special thanks to Mr. Sham for making all the arrangement for this webinar. Finally, my special thanks to all the participants who have turned up in such a great number from various places. Without you all, the program will not be a successful one. Very thank you so much for your cooperation. Thank you one and all. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Janet, it was very great. Thanks a lot. And
thank you so much. You're my inspiration.
No, you would have enjoyed as much as we have enjoyed. The video also is very good. So your country is really picking up.
Of course, because yes, I owe a lot to this country and they have come a very far away. I mean, they have come so far. A lot of milestones they have, you know,
yeah.
What should I say? They have passed many milestones and that I have to give credit to that.
Next time when you come to Chennai, you please address our students.
Ma'am, actually, ma'am will be telling every time, whenever you are planning to come, no, she will inform. We'll make it up.
For sure. I'll come and meet you and all.
Yeah,
but
students,
presentation, no, I won't do. I'll just come and meet you.
You have to motivate our students, ma'am.
Of course, that is there. I'd love to come and address them informally again, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
Yes.
it. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for this
Thank
wonderful
you very much,
evening.
ma'am. Thank you very much.
Prabhu sir. Prabhu sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm here only, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was such a wonderful.
Till this, I didn't know that you have become the vice principal. Nobody has told me. Anyway,
Thank you.
I shared.
Thank you for my wishes, madam.
No, your name was there. Then I was thinking, why suddenly she has put your name? Yes, she did tell me. Anyway, congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, it was really an awesome session. I think the last 30 minutes was entirely different. That is the presentation, the way you have taken, that is presented, everything was nice, and we are really very happy and really so that is blessed to witness this session. Thank you. As Madam requested that I think it's again and again we are giving trouble to you, but you have to take this trouble and you have to visit our campus at least once.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, shall we wind up, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.